and welcome to virtual Longmire Days 2021. We're very excited to have you here. And of course, we would all rather be in Buffalo, Wyoming, which was kind of where I was all day today and will be all day tomorrow. But nonetheless, I'm enjoying doing a little bit of the heavy lifting and giving everybody a day off. But I'm also looking forward to having them all back next year. When we have our 10th anniversary. This is Longmire Days 9.5 because we're holding our 10th anniversary for when all of our good friends can be with us live and all together. And it's so lovely to see everybody here. It's so exciting. Now Lou has got his professorial look kind of on here, so I'm not quite sure, and he won't tell us. We think he's teaching at a small university somewhere in the Midwest, but he's not, giving us any more information than that. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. Cassidy, you were closing all the doors, so evidently you don't want anybody in the house to know what you're doing, what you're up to. So she's hiding in the attic, doing something. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. And Bailey has developed some sort of a strange Southern accent, in the last month or so. I'm
the company you keep.
I'm on set right now.
Oh no, you're gone.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being with us.
Well, I love you all so much. I was hoping they'd be shooting a little slower, but they're not. For once,
wouldn't you know?
They're on schedule.
The first time. Love you. Thanks for coming.
I love you guys. I love you guys.
Love your hair, Lou. Hope you win.
Nice haircut, dude.
I heard that.
Good.
And Louanne's dog sitting in Dallas somewhere, at home, I'm assuming. You're dog sitting. We can see the dog there in the background.
Yes, I'm good.
Looks pretty excited, pretty worked up.
Dogs are very worked up. Seeing all of you.
Funny.
And I don't know, the guy on the end, I don't know who he is, but he keeps popping up whenever we do these panel calls so I'm not
Who's
sure.
That?
So yeah, that's
Tech support.
The meeting ID is not on the email. It's not. Just click here to join. So I'm doing it on a tiny phone, but I'll send you the email back so you know. I'm pretty.
It's called a
great.
Smart.
It's working. It's working.
Smart
Not
phone.
there, dude.
It's a smart
It's
phone.
got your name. That's the nice thing too. It actually has your name rather than your wife's name.
Hey, are people actually paying for this? What we're
They
doing?
are. They're paying for this right now.
That's
I know.
tragic.
It's kind of hard to believe, isn't it?
I wondered if there was a lower
Refunds.
price. Yeah. Okay.
It's for charity.
For charity, right.
Now, Cassidy, where are you? Where are you in the wide world?
Well, I'm in a very secret location.
Okay.
The doors I closed were my bathroom and my closet because you don't want to see in either of those places.
It looks like the Da Vinci
That's
Code.
not true. That's not true.
No, I'm currently filming in South Carolina. I'm in Charleston, and I'm filming season 2 of my show called The Righteous Gemstones.
It's so good too. I didn't start watching it right away. And I didn't know if I'd like it because, I figured being from Texas and all, it would be I don't know. I didn't know if I'd like it.
A little controversial.
I love it.
Get that right out there.
You do.
I absolutely love it. And Michael does too. It's funny. It's got, I didn't expect the subtlety in it and I don't know. I just love it. Yeah, we're watching it. And you're great.
Thank you. Season 2 should come out early next year.
And those costumes you get to wear.
And the hair.
Oh my goch. I'm
and
jealous.
These nails.
Let me see the nails. Yes.
Louanne, even my toes are French.
Wow.
Bad news. It's bad news.
Well, anyway.
Interesting.
Every time I see you, I feel warm inside seeing you. So good. Okay.
Oh, I hear noise in the
What else
background.
do you want to know?
There's Rob.
There's me.
Are you happy now with your connection? Are you happy with
No,
No, still not.
Whatever.
No, he's not happy with it, right?
But
It's because he's so technologically advanced. That's the problem.
But I think for once,
he's such
Rob,
a techie,
Rob is right, though. I think for once he is right. I don't.
I'm
think,
absolutely right.
Yeah, I did not see the.
Absolutely right.
ID.
Click on the
Hey,
link.
Hey,
email.
Rob, I'm gonna forward it to Aish right now.
That'd be great. Somebody
Yeah,
could.
is it
Maybe,
your Yahoo or
maybe
iCloud?
Scarlett
I
can
don't
figure that out for you. Just a
Dude, I
thought.
can figure it out in my sleep, but
Just a thought. I mean,
don't
you
be
know.
telling me you sent me something if you didn't. That pisses me off.
All right.
Watch-
I just sent it.
Well, I want to hear from
I
Rob.
forwarded
because
it.
I haven't heard from him in a while. I want to know what's going on and how our girl is doing and
Which girl? Big one or the little one?
your little one, not so
Scar
little.
Scar.
now.
Hey, Scarlett,
Let us see her.
come say hi.
You remember
She's
the
my
day
little
she was,
sister.
you remember the day
Not
she
so
was
little.
born? I remember the day she was born. We were all there together. And you were
Yeah,
working that day, weren't you?
that was what a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a pilot.
Robert
Yeah.
was so taken with becoming a father that after Scarlett was born and after we shot the pilot, he wrote me a handwritten letter from Scarlett to her older sister.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Did you
that's
keep it?
when I knew we were already a family after one episode.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
No, that. Yeah, I mean, Scarlett, sweetie, Scarlett, I'll give you money. See what she said? How much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's already renegotiating her contract here.
Yeah. Bailey's in some sort of farmhouse. What's happening?
It is. Well, I moved to the country, so you know, there's slanted walls and ceilings, and it's interesting.
Well, tell us about the house. It's in North Carolina, but
It is. It's right outside Asheville. You know, the kids didn't even make it outside. The pool has a water slide, so they're like, "Yeah, Dad, we want this one." And it has a little sport court. I mean, literally, they didn't make it inside the house, and they were like, "Yeah, this one, Dad." And it's great. We just closed this week, and it feels really good. And schools are open, and life's good. So feeling good.
Good.
that's fantastic.
You're not too far from me.
No, I know. We're you know, a border away. We're very close. We're actually coming down for fall break, so I got to hit you up in a month.
Please do.
We will.
Where's the
My
nearest
God.
golf course?
Cool. There's lots of them.
Yeah,
Trust
that's what
me.
I thought. Okay, that's all I
Package
really-
deal. Package deal. Thank you. Thank you,
I
Craig,
thought I'd
for
ask
calling
that
me out in 2.2 seconds. Yep.
Oh, I'm also supposed to ask you. Judy told me to ask you if you've ever played Pinehurst.
I have, but it's been a minute, so I need to go back, and
Okay.
that's a little bit closer to Duke. So I'm going to do a Durham Pinehurst trip
Well,
here.
and it's not like premium, timing like that, but I've been asked to do the the English Speaking Union event there in Pinehurst, and one of their big things was, you can play golf, and I was like, I don't play golf. Like, I've never played golf, never will play golf. So anyway, if you need an excuse to get on,
You're like, but I know somebody.
I know a guy who knows a guy. So keep that in mind. Like, it just, you can
Let's
pretend
talk.
you're me. I'll loan you the hat, and you can go out and play really good golf and tell everybody it's the first time Craig Johnson's ever golfed. Like it. So
Fair enough. I love it. This is a
keep
deal.
that in
Let's
mind.
go.
So
Let's
who
go.
else golfs? Who else golfs here? I don't. You
Not
do.
me.
Nobody?
Mm.
Louanne?
Badly.
No,
Louanne?
I just did I'm just looking at one of these questions. In a
You
minute.
just did that commercial and it was hilarious.
Yeah, I'll talk about this, but remind me to do this, all of us. Please let us know what your current projects are. Thank you, from Annette. So that would be a good, most of those are just people saying hi. Well, you asked if I play golf. No, I did take it in college. On the very last day, I got the ball up in the air for the first time. So in this commercial, it was with Patrick Mahomes and Troy Polamalu. Is that how you say his name?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did very well.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah.
And my little part, and I was lucky I got in it. There were so many people there, and I did get a line in it. But I was hitting a golf ball, and Troy was supposed to be teaching me, and I could not hit that ball. I hit it one time, and that got in the commercial. So somehow they got that. But the most fun part was I was really feeling it that day, just feeling so cool and happy. Oh wait, Scarlett.
No, oh, she's gone.
Darn it.
Yeah, we got to be quick. She's- Sorry,
Anyway,
sorry.
to get the ball back on the tees, I would call for Patrick Mahomes. Excuse me, come over here and get this ball for me. It was so fun.
That's great.
And he was so nice, they were really nice. So anyway, no, I don't play golf. But should we answer the questions, Craig, or what was your plan?
You dive in there. This is your natural course of things. You're very good at
Well, I'm bossy. I'm definitely bossy.
Look who's here.
Let's see.
Hey,
Yay!
what are you in a helicopter or where are you?
Now we have liftoff. No,
Who is
I'm
that?
parked in front of the University Club of Pasadena, where the wedding that I'm officiating is going to happen tomorrow.
So you're a day early.
I'm a day early. I don't want to blow it. You got to rehearse these
Practicing.
things. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
You
rehearsal.
got to keep practicing. So
Well,
how
tell
is
us-
everybody?
Well, tell us about the officiating. What do you mean you're officiating?
Well, I'm the officiant. My friends Merrick and Peggy called up and asked me if I would do it, and
You're deficient.
I was the deficiator, but I said yes. I told you this, Craig. They called me in March, and I was thinking September 4th. Well, sure, I'll say yes to that, not thinking about the fact that Longmire days have been moved. So I feel a little
Had we
bit of
moved it
relief.
by then, or have we not moved it yet? Have we not even moved it yet?
It was right around the time, but in any case, it didn't register. I just sort of missed it. So
You need Post-its. You need
I need
Post-its.
Post-its at the very
Post-its
least.
are really kind of the key to a happy life, if you really want
Yeah, I
to
know.
back me
I know.
up on this. Am I right, Luann? Post-its. It's all about the
Absolutely right.
Post-its.
Absolutely right.
Our
I'm
daughter
all
makes
about
fun of us
Post-its.
because we carry our phones around with 4 or 5 Post-its attached to the phone like that. And Jessica's always like, you do know that there's a note thing you can do in the phone, right? And I'm like, yeah, but then you'd have to find it. And I don't think that's possible for us either.
That's right.
That's-
Have to dig it.
Well,
Right.
Well, should we answer that question?
I know. Louanne, I just saw one of these questions that I thought was really interesting. And
All right.
if you could all step out
Step
of your
out?
Longmire characters,
Oh,
you tell them.
Sorry.
You froze up.
Do you not hear me?
No,
No.
you froze.
Oh, am I back?
The accent.
It's the accent. I literally, y'all listen, okay? Truly,
My bad.
It's too funny.
asks if you all could step outside of your Longmire character, what piece?
If we can see
Okay.
the question.
If we could step outside of our Longmire
Get that?
character.
People are still
What
paying.
piece of advice would you give them?
Oh,
What piece
okay.
of advice?
Okay.
What piece of advice would you give them?
to the
Ah.
character.
Now somebody say the question again, because I didn't. Somebody that heard it.
If you
I
could
me
think
write
I
it
heard
down.
if you could step outside your character and then ask the
What would you tell
question.
yourself? What would you tell yourself?
What would you do? What would you tell your character?
What would you tell Ruby?
Ooh, that is a good
What
question.
advice would you give to Ruby? Right? I know it only took me a year to say it, but yeah.
Has anybody else thought of what they're going to say yet? Because I'm still working. on it.
Yeah, I would say,
You need a little more time.
I would tell Jacob to be nicer to the sheriff.
Yeah, chill out, dude. Come on.
Lawyer up is what he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicer to the sheriff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know.
Okay.
stretch-
All right. Just stating the obvious.
Fine.
Yeah, fine.
I would
Well,
tell Katie to not go to Jacob's house and beat him up because that's probably not a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Jacob and Katie never got over that. Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
It was tough.
kind of manhandled you too, hey? I mean, what's the deal there? I mean,
I tell
Yeah.
Ruby to stop buying her clothes from Sears
yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
in a
Wow.
mail order.
Wow.
Not even the vest, not even the
Okay,
signature
now
vest.
the vest can stay because they're Wyoming.
Okay, all right,
All right.
okay. As long as the signature vest can
I
stay.
want to hear what everybody else says. Rob, can you think of anything clever or interesting? Or
I don't know. I don't know. Shoot first, ask questions later.
all right, we don't call 911, right?
No, I don't know. What would I don't know. I don't understand the question.
Okay, it's legit. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, what do you know?
Well,
I don't
I
know.
would tell the sheriff, I would tell him to try to move on from his wife and
Did-
go to therapy and get some help. That's not going to go over, but that's what I would like to tell him.
Did you not notice the three hot,
The three what?
the three
Oh
ladies?
no!
Oh no! It's the
It's
masked
fingers.
Avenger. You look so much better, dude. It takes years off you, man.
He
Where
does
are you?
look-
You shooting something?
Zahn, which one of your 12 shows are you on? Which set are you on?
Yeah, it's fingers. Oh, he's not speaking to us.
Yeah, he's
No.
frozen.
He's
Yeah.
being all moody.
Here's
He's
a
in-
question. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Here's one for you.
Hey, guys.
Why did you wear almost all the time?
Sorry, you broke up.
What?
You broke up.
Can't ask them. I know. I'm
Oh, say it.
in South Carolina. Has terrible.
Your internet must be bad. Yeah. Let's see.
Why'd you wear heavy
Robert,
coat
why
all
did
the
you
time?
wear the heavy coat
Even
almost
when-
all the time, even when it was warm? I think that's the Linda Campbell one. Have I got the right one there, Cassidy?
The overland one,
Yeah.
because it was part of the character, I guess, and it was really. I remember having conversations with the producers, and they were discussing when I should take it off, and I said, "Look, just for the record, I'll decide when I take it off. If it's too hot, I'm taking it off." And you know, they're okay with that. I'm
Didn't
funny
they
like
also
that.
develop? Wasn't there a lighter weight one that they came up with?
Yeah,
later
we
on?
had a summer one.
Yeah.
I didn't like it as much, but it was good. I got a few of those coats. They had a lot of them. I got
Mhm.
3 winter coats and 3 summer ones.
Yeah, but they made you skin the sheep yourself, though, as I recall.
That's can't everybody do that?
No, that's an Australian thing. I'm sorry.
Funny. I spend so much time in the States. I've gone completely off eating lamb. Americans don't like it so much, and now I don't like it so much. I used to love it. I'm just a beef guy. There's some more useless information. Hey,
Hey, Rob.
hey, brother.
Dude,
How's New
dude,
Zealand, man?
It was fabulous. They didn't have any COVID there at the time. It was like,
Yeah, they got it. It's
Yeah.
come back.
yeah, I know.
So
I'd like to read something from Lieve Landry. She says, I just want to say that Longmire and Longmire Days has made such a big impact in my life. Until recently, I thought that I would never be able to go to another Longmire Days because I was involved in a bad car accident. And I thought I was going to die in that car, but I didn't. And it changed my life. I just want to say thank you to everyone here for being the amazing people you are.
Oh.
And I think right back to you, the fans, all of you people have, gosh, You just made it for us.
Mm,
And
sweet.
they're very sweet.
Hey, Louanne, I think there's a mountain lion on your couch behind you.
But a well-trained one. Well-trained one.
Is that pooch okay?
Yeah. He just saw that you were on and decided to go back to sleep.
Zahn is kissing somebody.
Yeah.
I'm at the cowgirl.
Who's the lucky?
Oh my God.
Where
You're
are
up.
you?
Where are you?
Oh my God.
Are you in Santa Fe?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Hmm.
Dude,
Here.
Good to see you.
Dude,
you're at the cowgirl?
may I say, Zahn, Monday night,
I'm not here for a few months.
awesome.
Miss you guys.
Miss you,
Miss you
man.
too, man.
Miss you back.
Where are
were
you,
so-
young lady?
Cat face.
Cassidy? Are you
Yeah.
in Santa Fe? Are you in
No,
Santa Fe?
I get to go home in 3 weeks. I'm still filming in South Carolina.
Well, call me when you get here. I'll be here till November. So
Really?
yeah.
Yes.
That's a
Wow.
long stretch.
I wanted to say hi to everybody. I love you guys. I'm gonna go back to my food. I just jumped in. I love you guys, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Hello, everybody.
you, brother.
out there.
You were hilarious on Reservoir Dogs Monday night. You were hilarious, dude.
That'd be
Hilarious.
reservation dogs.
Thank you.
Did I say Reservoir Dogs?
No.
Some kind of dogs you were on there.
Wow.
LDP.
Sorry, it's really loud out.
Hey, there's
What's
Lou
that?
back.
Ooh.
We need to let Lou talk before he has to go work again. All right, here's a question. How much of your
Hi,
personality
Luann.
is in your character?
Oh,
Hey, Lou. Lou.
Hi. Love you guys.
You're
Hey,
so
Lou.
handsome. You're so debonair.
Let's make the man. I see you.
Fine,
And so
bigger
I
than
can't
that.
concentrate on Taylor. Is that there you are? Hello. Oh, you're very
there.
manly. Look
Hey,
very
Lou.
manly.
How are you?
Good. Lou.
Nobody's watching this, right?
Well,
This is like
Yeah.
the shower scene in the pilot. I mean,
That was
deja vu.
Oh,
I
that
wonder,
was a very happy time in my life. That was
burned into
wonderful
our
moment.
memories. Hi, Cat.
I thought all my Christmases had come at once.
I love it.
can people get their money back from this? Or-
No, it's for
I can't believe
charity.
they're paying.
Okay, how much of your character, how much of your personality was in your character? Lou, why don't you start because you may have to leave. How
Okay,
much
great.
is your-
Yeah, I finished
All
the
right.
blocking rehearsal. Unfortunately, I think I got a little bit of time because we got to wait for darkness. It's a night exterior. So it's got to get dark and then they got to light it. And so I might be able to hang out. So that's good. Obviously, Standing Bear is a lot more quiet and dignified than I am. So I kind of toned it down. You know, I had to put on my big boy panties. And you know, it was just finding that sort of quiet dignity in a guy who, because I'm verbose, man. You got all of you know, I'll just talk your ears off. I go on forever. Whereas, you know, a lot of what Henry said was between the lines. So it was really kind of finding that, you know, that balance of what was in, you know, Craig's books, and a guy who's, you know, speaks softly and carries a big stick is a big stick. You know, finding the humor in it too. But I mean, it was just so easy. The writing was always so good. So there really wasn't a whole lot of justification, rationalization you had to take, you know. But beyond that, I mean, the things that Henry have that I find are aspirational: his loyalty, you know, his kindness, his compassion, his sense of justice, honor. All of that are things that I try to aspire to in my own life. And so, you know, it was nice to have a character who could portray that.
Very well said. Who wants to go
Yeah.
next?
Well, I mean, the best thing for me was that all the clothes fit.
Yeah.
So that was a good start,
Yeah, that was
Yes,
Danielle.
but he-
I'm like Lou, I'd like to think.
Cassidy Freeman, length and everything.
Well, the shoulders were a little tight, of course,
Yeah.
That's not easy. I had to, so I'd like to think that I'm a little like my character, but, I wouldn't be that. I mean, I'd hope to be a bit like him. And I think every actor, it's you really. I think actors, all they have that makes them unique is themselves. So it's kind of who you are, the essence in a way of, I mean, yeah. So I'm kind of with Lou on that. I agree I endorse his comments,
Doris, what he said, right?
what he said. Go on, Bailey.
You want me to go?
Now, Bailey.
Yeah.
Your clothes did not fit.
No, I definitely tell Branch to step it up to size 32. The 31, 36s were a little tight.
Still that size? Are you still?
So,
They're so
I think
tight,
32,
Brandon
it's
36
infuriating.
wanted to peek.
It's infuriating. Are you still in that shape like that?
Well, maybe, 32, 33, maybe.
Tell me you put on a couple of pounds. Come on.
I mean, it's
haven't.
the kid stress thing. You know about that. It's the kids keep the weight off. You're just
coming,
constantly in motion.
Yeah, said no woman ever. Continue.
Exactly. No, Amy
Exactly
never
right,
goes to the gym.
Cassidy.
She doesn't have to because she's always like, but then I would in standing Henry standing bear fashion, I would just tell Branch to stop. One word, just stop.
Oh yeah. What if you were gonna give some advice?
Yeah, what would I tell him? I'd just say stop and get bigger jeans. That's it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Cassidy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how was I like? Can you hear me better now? Because I
Yes.
switched to
Yeah,
my phone.
much better.
Okay, great. My computer obviously wasn't feeling it. How was I like my character? I agree with Rob that all actors, all we really can bring to the table is our authenticity, and I think that's what actually makes an actor much more relatable. There's people that you can see on screen that are pretty or handsome or whatever adjective you want to use to say attractive, but then there are those people you're just drawn into watching. And I think those are the people that bring themselves. And I think that's something that I could say for all of us, and something that we brought as a cast as a whole is an authenticity to our characters. Personally, I related a lot to Katie Longmire for a number of reasons. I'm super close with my actual dad, and I'm his only daughter. And I remember after the first season, when we watched this season, my dad turned to me and he goes, but he calls me Buddy instead of Punk, but same to. He goes, Buddy, you sound just like you talking to me. And I
Oh,
was
you
like,
sound just like your dad.
yeah, I did. So yeah, and I've gone through a lot of the losses that Katie's gone through, and those challenges of self-identity, and I really came to admire her, and I think get to know myself a lot through getting to play this character for 6 years. That's kind of it's a joy of being on something for a long time, as you get to grow with that character. So
Yeah.
Neat.
Who's left?
hey,
Good.
Hey, Martinez and Louanne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Hey,
wanna
where's
go?
Adam? What happened to Adam?
I don't know.
Adam's on his way to another job. He booked another gig, and I think he's traveling.
Oh, well, good for
Mhm.
him.
Good
Yeah.
for him. Well, I think the thing that sets Jacob the furthest apart from me is probably his ambition. I really try to be ambitious, but I'm not very good at it. I don't know. I'm ambitious a day at a time, and then I have 2 or 3 days where I just can't get it up to be ambitious. So I think that, when I think of someone who's built what he built and, is willing to take the risks. I mean, I'll take risks, but in terms of being organized and actually build something that has the power of what he built. He built a bridge all the way into prison. He was so ambitious. So, it's pretty impressive. I think it's a trait I admire in him a lot. And obviously I just loved to play him. I told this story before, but mostly when I see the stuff I get up for, I immediately imagine the 10 or 20 people I know that could do it really well. And if I were the casting person, would probably be tilting toward them, maybe even. But when I read Jacob, I thought, just in terms of the poetry, right? No ambition, but I got some poetry. So I thought the poetry maybe gives me an edge in this, and I think that's why I got as the way I glommed onto his language and his rhythm. That was the main thing.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Here, man.
Although you say you're not ambitious, when I first met you, we were both staying at Hotel Santa Fe, and after exhausting days, you were still going to work out. That's pretty ambitious.
Well, the truth was, it was where Rob and Lou and I could really bond. We had I learned a lot about Rob and Lou. I don't think I remember seeing Bales there.
No, I mean, did you guys spot each other, or what, what was the dynamic? I'm just kidding.
I would just, like, if I saw Lou doing something really weird, like he would do these like crunches where he wouldn't do the whole thing. He just like crunch like 12 inches, like a million
Australian crunches. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And I said, what's up with that, Lou? And then, he would tell me. And of course, Rob's thing was to try to terrify me all the time. He was really good at it. I mean, I'd be on the it's always about the ab machine. I'd be on the ab machine and I'd be running my lines, and he'd just like leap into my vision and scare the bejesus out of me. This happened over and over and over again. And I got to tell you, after a while, you just secretly become, you start to crave it. You just.
Yeah. Strange.
That was getting a little weird here. I don't know.
Louanne, can you please save the moment and tell us how you're like Ruby or not?
Well, first of all, that is a way that Rob and Walter are not alike. I do not see Walter jumping around and doing like that in people's faces while they're working out. Somehow that just doesn't fit. Well, obviously, I think it is obvious when you see me in these Zoom meetings that I am bossy and controlling. And so was Ruby. So I think that we had a lot in common because we know we're right. I mean, if you've got the best ideas, then you need to express those and, tell other people how to do it. So, and also just being the oldest person in the cast, I think it's just a normal, well, for me, kind of the mother way, kind of just, I don't know. It wasn't much of a stretch. Let's just put it that way. I did miss not having, like in Friday Night Lights, I had Alzheimer's and I had that Texas accent to hang on to. But with Ruby, there was just really nothing special to hang on to. So I decided to be real. I mean, that was just like you were saying, Cassidy, just to be real, just to be me. And I agree with Rob too. Everything, don't y'all think everything you bring as an actor, you already have in you anyway? Maybe you just haven't accessed it lately, but it has to be there or you can't use it. So I don't know. I'm just enjoying right now looking at all of you and wow, do you realize what we had and how lucky?
So special.
And then
it doesn't happen.
The Longmire days has made it even better because you usually drift away from people more, I think. But since we saw each other every year, that's been 2 years now, but it just made it so much more special to me anyway. I just feel so completely included and loved and just like it's a family.
Mm.
So, all right, let's look for another question.
Yeah, that's good.
Are we?
Okay,
Uh,
bossy Gilla.
I know. I don't care. I don't care what you say. Bring it on. Bring it on. I don't know.
I'll
Some
say
of
while
these.
you're looking, whenever there were nights when maybe Luann could tell that I was feeling a little like lost or whatever, Luann would take me out to dinner and she would mother the hell out of me. And it was really, really nice.
I did
Thank
do
you.
that.
You did do that.
Gave you some direction.
That's right. I needed it.
Okay.
I still do.
Somebody's asking about John Bishop. Oh, this is the one we always get. Do you ever know what to say? What advice would you give someone who may want to pursue an acting career? Ooh, think twice.
That's Lou, LDP.
Lou?
You know, I say it all the time. Anybody's ever watched any one of these or heard me answer this question before? I mean, you got to love it. You got to love it. You know, too many people want to get into it because they see the surface things, you know, whether it's the fame or the money or, you know, whatever. It's too hard. It's a hard life. You know, for every job you get, you've lost 12 or more. And even when you do get the job, the critics are going to come after you and you're going to be judged constantly. You're judged every single take that you do. So you have to love it for the love of the art and the work. And that has to be its own payment. You know, if you get lucky and you can string together enough jobs, you have a career and you become known. You know, if you're good at what you do. So, and, you know, so you have to be honest with yourself. Yeah. You have to know, I mean, like what Rob is saying too, you have to know what you bring to the party. You know, this is your Tupperware. So you know what, you have to know what you're selling.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Damn, I feel like you've answered that question before.
You know, that's like, I don't go after the George Clooney. That's not gonna, that's not hard. And love it, you know, just you have to, yeah, you really, if you make a life at it, don't aspire to be a flash in the pan.
Yeah. Well said.
Anybody else have advice?
The thing I always tell people is just do it. You know, don't think about where to get your pictures taken or what party to go to. Just start finding a way to act.
Yeah.
There's only one reason to do it, isn't there? It's in you and it has to come out. I mean, otherwise, wouldn't you do something else? I mean, why would you choose this? Like he said, all the rejection at the first class I ever went to, they said, if you could do anything else and be happy, do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think a piece of advice that I would give is like your life outside of it too. Find something that moves you when you hear the no's, because you're going to hear them. And there's going to be times when you don't have that rush of getting to work. And if you like your life when you're hearing no as well, then it's a win-win.
It is a win-win. That's a hard place to get to, you know, for most of us, but well worth it. Anybody else?
When I did that interview with you, though, one of the things you said was if you had to do it all over again, you wouldn't have been an actor.
Who was this?
Robert,
is that
Yeah,
right?
that was me. Yeah.
What would you do?
Well, I've already done it. Why would I do it again? I'd do something different.
yeah.
I don't know.
I see.
No, I just it's just what you all said. You know, I don't think you could talk anybody out of it. If they're going to do it, you couldn't have talked me out of it. No way. But I'd try. I don't know. It's just what Lou said. You know, it's just, you know, people have no idea of you're constantly being judged. You know, you're constantly you know, you get a job, you miss 20. You know, and it's never, it's just, you know, I don't know. It's just, who cares what other people think, you know, like, I don't want to be judged as long as I'm happy or my family's happy or my friends, I don't care, but you are judged. So, you know, if you're going to be an actor, dude, you got to be pretty tough. You get knocked down all the time. And the easiest way to fail is to give up. Most important attribute is just to stick at it.
That's right.
Never, ever give up. That's my advice if you really want to do it. But if people are just think it's a fun thing or something, or they'll get famous or they'll meet girls, which was my reason for getting in the business, obviously, then don't do it. Yeah, seriously, don't do it. I don't know. I say I wouldn't do it again, but I probably would. I may do some different things to start off, though.
But the thing is, you're so good. I used to watch you just to find out. I know one director told me one time, you don't have to touch everybody you work with. And you don't have to pat everybody. You don't have to cry in every scene. You know, just watching you just so quiet and making it work was an inspiration to me. I mean, that's just the way I feel. So
Wow.
there we go.
Yeah. Well, I'm leaving now.
On that high note.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Okay, what prop costumes from the show did you get to keep?
Where shall we begin? Well, see, I guess like with the deputies, they had the uniform. So maybe you keep one set of that, but I had all these great shirts made for me. I got a lot of boots. I got coats. I got at least half dozen of those hats.
Yeah.
I got some props. I'm sentimental like that. I like, I've got storage things full of stuff that, I take 10,000 photos and never look at them. It's weird. I don't know. I get attached to stuff. So I got a lot of stuff.
Which prop from your office did you take?
Well, the stuff from my desk, some stuff that was on the wall. There was a lamp that was like a teepee. I got that. I got my pistol. I got one of my 30-30s. They're all still in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Dave's got them, and he's safe where they're safe.
No, I saw him yesterday.
Oh, you saw him?
Yeah.
You seen? Oh, we
He's
give him a
working
big
on-
hug.
Dave.
He was with me when Scarlett was born. He was.
Uh,
So was everybody, but he was right there, and he had the cold beer. So that's the one I remember.
I see him all the time in Santa Fe.
That's
I
great.
see him all the time when I'm home. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you keep anything, Cassidy?
I did. Well, Daniela did give me some of my costumes. I would have worn everything that Katie Longmire wore. And it was like the most comfortable, now I know, the most comfortable show I'll ever work on.
Yes.
But the prop that I have is actually my Katie Longmire attorney at law sign. And that big wooden sign that's outside of like my res law firm. And it's in my house. It hangs in the house I bought that I live in Santa Fe.
Oh.
Yeah, and I love it. And I often do like Zoom interviews and stuff with it in the background, just like to make myself feel like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a little work on the side, I mean, it doesn't
Yeah,
hurt.
whatever. I don't need to pass any bar exams. I can just go right in there.
Just get the sign. It works the same.
Yeah.
What about Bailey? Did you keep anything? Did you keep any props or shirts or anything?
That's a good question. No, I didn't have as much. I kept my hat and some boots. And I did not keep my plaque or the jeans wouldn't fit anyway. So
That's right. We already discussed the jeans.
we did. So we'll just move on.
It's a great hat, man.
Oh, I love the hat. I still got the hat. It's in its proper case, and the boots are amazing too. I just don't get to wear them often. If we were in Wyoming, I'd be rocking them for sure.
Well, next year.
Next year.
Longmire did.
Yeah.
Has everybody said, hey, did you keep anything?
No, I kept nothing.
No, your prison garb, nothing.
Yeah, I had a lapse of ambition at a bad time.
You should have kept your jumpsuit from jail.
That's what I'm thinking. His prison
That's
guard.
how I remember you.
I know, and it's weird, and I love orange. It's so weird that I do that. But
Brings out your eyes. You didn't
It's
keep
funny.
anything, eh?
what?
I've got
What about
Ruby's
the
plaque, I mean, her desk
Mhm.
sign and the
Mhm.
Bible, Ruby's Bible.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I kept a little day book. There was an appointment book on the desk, and every year, every season, I wrote in it and gave a little summary of what was happening and how it was. And I kept that book, so I have a neat little,
Yeah.
memento. And I'm very proud of everything, and the glasses that Katie gave us, and all the hats that Rob gave us, and I've got all
Yeah.
of those.
Mhm.
Rob was really cool. He gave a hat out every year, cap.
Yeah, that was cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So, all right. Anybody think of anything interesting, or should I just get more questions?
I kept chair backs, and I was off one of these days. The special chair back, speaking of Dave and speaking of prison, is that season that I spent, most of the time in the orange jumpsuit. They made me a chair back that said "Whimsical." So,
Did what?
They said,
orange on the outside and white and vanilla on the inside. But yeah, I kept that. People wanted me to have kept the truck. They really thought that I should have kept that truck. What they don't understand is that truck is a piece of shit. The brakes went out on it time, and the clutch would stick, and it was hard to get it in gear. So, folks, I took my life in my hands, sticking my old torso out of the window while trying to drive that damn thing with free driving. On a, thank goodness there wasn't anything to hit but like small cactus, out of the desert. But yeah, that truck was a kamikaze machine.
It's awesome, dude.
well,
Robert kept a truck. He kept one of the Broncos.
I guess right.
what?
Well, we have to remind you where all your
Mark.
vehicles are. What, wow,
Do you need me to take that for a spin for you in New Mexico, or?
No, listen, it's in Taos at my buddy's place, and he starts it all the time.
Okay.
I've kept it insured, and I don't know why, but I have. And
Yeah.
and I'm going to drive it to Wyoming, and I'm going to donate it to Craig or somebody or a group in Wyoming that'll just have it up there. I got all the decals and the lights, and they can just have it and do what they want with it. I think that's
Wow,
the best place for it.
this is breaking news.
It
Mhm.
is.
Not really. It's an old clunker, man. I don't know if we'll make Wyoming, to be honest, but it'll be fun trying.
Yeah.
Could take a few days there, Johnson.
You'll
I
get
still
to
see,
Raton is where you'll make it. Okay, you'll make it to about
Yeah,
thirsty
yeah,
work, my friend.
where you'll
Raton
make
is
it.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
a
still
long,
see,
thirsty drive. What?
I still see Longmire for sheriff bumper stickers all over Santa Fe.
I see them here.
Yeah.
They're around here.
They're all over Wyoming, like that's for sure.
Does anybody have a favorite scene that you were in or that somebody else was in that you can recall? And if you do, would you tell about it? Someone asked.
I'll jump in real quick.
Okay.
I remember Lou was in a scene with the elder, the lady.
Oh
and
yeah.
talking about the brothers. And I don't know much about acting, but I remember I wrote him a note because I think in the note I said, dude, I just wanted to tell you that it's entirely possible that scene could have been played as well as you played it, but it's absolutely impossible that it could be played any better. And I just wanted to write you this note because if I told you in person, I'd probably crack up. I was so moved by it. It was just so restrained and so it had grain and texture. And there are a lot of moments with all of you that made me feel that way in that show. I mean, great writing and actors that just got out of the way of it, really, I suppose. They just lived it. They didn't endow it. They were just open and told the truth. But I remember that one particularly because I just remember thinking, wow, That's
Yeah.
pretty dang good. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Which
there's a
scene-
lot. I could name many of them.
Which scene was that, Rob, with Lou
It
and?
was with Luke. Well, Luke, you remember you with the lady, the older lady. Oh, is he gone?
Story of the first war. Not here.
First story.
Yeah. Do you remember?
It was the story of the first war.
Yes, the brothers you.
Yeah, it was the story of the first war. The beautiful night.
That
Lou,
was
your
just
sound is really
really,
bad.
really wanted to go up to that because it was such a, the show was so. Is mine? Yeah.
You're-
Yeah, you're breaking up.
I keep
We can't really
cutting
hear
in
you,
and out. I'm on vacation.
but I bet it was a good story.
that was great.
Oh well. Thank you.
Somebody else want to talk while he's trying to figure it out?
No, I'm
Lou need-
speaking.
Uh,
I'm speaking from Australia on this silly little phone, and I'm working perfectly. You're in Hollywood, right?
Right? No, dude. I'm in a place that we all know.
Where?
He's in a trailer in Albuquerque.
Oh,
Albuquerque.
That I cannot say. And I can't. So, yes.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with acting. I think he's just in a trailer in Albuquerque. I think.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah, hey, that's,
He's not sharing
Lou
any
Diamond.
That's
crazy
great.
details, which
Lou
we're very
Diamond. that's great.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
so
reading a
funny.
Swedish massage on the outside.
Cassidy had a scene where she got to actually hear her mother's voice on the
Oh,
phone recorder. And for me, that was the moment where I fell down into the show, where all the kind of affection for it and respect for it, and the interest and the fun and the even the spiritual grace of it. But that moment just was finally where you go, where you feel your heart open, and that is what the show became for me at that point in time, and it always was that after that. And you don't forget that.
Mm.
So many great scenes.
Can I be heard now? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear
Yeah.
me now?
Yeah.
I'll throw it back to Rob, and it's interesting because it's a scene that Rob did that leads into a scene with you, and it's at the end of Dog Warrior. And Rob does it. Longmire telling the woman watching the
Oh,
kids
God,
out,
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
One
worry.
of my favorite
You know,
episodes was
you don't-
Dog Soldier. Yeah, I
You'll
was barely
You'll
in
get
it.
away with it. And Hector's out there, and if you ever have
Yeah.
trouble, call me. I'm 20 minutes away. And it was
Yeah.
so beautifully done. And
Yeah.
but the sense of justice was there. It was a brilliantly written speech, brilliantly directed. And then they used Sale in that, and then it went into that incredible, sequence with you. I mean, to me, that was iconic to what Longmire was about.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with
And
that.
I got to say the thing, and this is something that I saw repeatedly from Rob. Rob took his time to break her, and he started to speak very quietly. It was like he was almost going on a walkabout, remembering his own experiences with it, and the combination of getting so slow and so quiet, and so the thing you always would say to me that you were looking for, I felt it was kind of coaching, was you would hope that our work would become distilled. You were hoping for what we did to be distilled.
yeah.
I thought that was the opening to seeing that kind of work, which distinguished our show tremendously. Yeah, so I concur. That was an amazing moment.
Mm.
Mm.
Bailey, what were you saying about that episode?
I was just seconding that Dog Soldier, and arguably being my favorite episode, and the performances and the music, it's a collaboration, and to me it all came together perfectly in that one, and then the pilot comes to mind as well, and in the sales version we had the Kings of Leon song, Closer, and yeah, there's a lot of scenes that stand out that take me back to that moment in time. Katie's in the hospital, and the sheriff and I are just sitting there, just not saying anything. A and I, out there in a ditch, and Jimmy Muro's directing, and all of a sudden he gets inspired and throws on a steady cam and just like, starts doing crazy stuff. Lou and I, rocking up on horseback to find the sheriff dying in the snow. Like, so there are these like cliff note moments, and I can viscerally like go right back to them. But that, those two episodes in particular just felt perfect to me.
And I will say, I want to always say this, that was the scene out with the ditch and the stake was a Friday night, and it's after midnight, and everybody wants to go home. And I had, I was perfectly fine. We got through it. I thought we told the story, and it was Bailey who said, I think there's a better scene that we haven't gotten yet. And nobody wanted to hear that except that. Except that the moment the moment he said it, you go, oh shit, of course there's a better scene. And what if we, and suddenly in the space of a few moments, the what ifs turned into the scene that
and it's just an idea, but then that's the beauty of what was Longmire, to where everybody saw it and was like, it resonated, and in a heartbeat everybody was on board. Jimmy's jumping out of his stool and strapping on a Steadicam, which he's graduated from that, but was just inspired in that moment. The crew was right there behind him. And then, we shot the thing probably in no time in a completely different way. And then everything they used from that scene was from the Steadicam. And that was the beauty of it. And going out to Walt's cabin and getting, the herd of elk going across the prairie, like that was shot before the crew call. And again, it goes back to those perfect moments that take you right back to that, space and time. And I think that was the beauty of Longmire, and what resonated so much with the fans was we had a lot of those, and they're so rare, but we had so many, whether it was luck or, just kismet, it just all happened. And, I think that's why it was so special. And we've all gone on to do these.
Love you all.
We've gone on to do these other
Bye,
good
Lou.
and great shows, but
Go to work, Lou.
Bye, Lou. Go to work.
all right,
Go get
love
him.
you, Lou.
Go get
Make
him.
us
Lou.
proud.
Love you all.
Sorry, Bailey. Go on.
But anyway, so I was just tying a bow on it of part of what made our show so collaborative and special, because everybody no egos got in the way, and we all just kind of checked that at the door and came in to make the best show that we possibly could. And that's rare.
Sales, I couldn't agree with you more. And I also think that that's a testament not only to the people that are here and our compatriots that are not with us tonight, but also our crew. And I'll say, as someone who's stayed behind and become real life friends with a lot of people we worked with on like a personal basis, and watching them go to different shows and then being part of different shows ourselves, there was a magic. There was a steadfastness and like a steadfastness and a loyalty and a willingness to be like, 7.5 pages in a day, let's do this. 4 locations, no problem. Like that takes everyone in alignment. That's not just actors knowing their lines or a director being clear about what they want. That's a crew going like, I will haul all of this stuff, and I will do this with a smile on my face, and I will show up for these people that are making art. And that's mutual respect that I think
100%
is also
100%.
really unique.
Well said.
I'm glad you brought that up, because couldn't happen otherwise. Couldn't.
Don't get that. Don't get that all the time.
No, you don't.
You never
there was
get
also but I'm gonna call Rob out on a scene for me. And look, there are so many scenes. There were scenes where it's every scene where someone told me they were proud of me. There was a scene when A told me he was proud of me and like gave me a rifle, which was like really cool. Getting to work with him, getting to work. Lou's left, but in those scenes with Lou too, after I shot that creep. But but what's really vibrant in my mind was a moment that being sort of like a really trained actor and now being in a show that's a lot about improv and making stuff up in the moment. I really prided myself on coming to set prepared, especially emotionally, for the things that I had to do and being open to what would happen. But then my last scene with Rob, where he's telling me that he's going to go search for treasure and quit being sheriff, and maybe I should run for sheriff. And he tells me he's proud of me. I'm probably going to cry telling the story. And he just says, you know, I'm going to do something. I'm going to say something. It's not in the script. And I was like, well, spoiler alert. Go ahead, do it. And I know you didn't want to blindside me, but he said that my mom would be proud of me too. And and not everyone knows this, but I lost my mom during the shooting of Longmire. So that scene will forever mean everything to me.
I didn't know about that. I'm glad you told
And it
us.
made it. Look, it made
beautiful.
the cut, which is incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible.
It was really good.
That is
Incredible.
Very
Thanks.
cool.
meant
Thanks,
to
Rob.
be.
That sounds
Anytime,
like
kid.
Rob would do.
Beautiful.
Not too long after that scene, you know, was the scene where Rob and Katie played the morning after, you know, the scene after all these months of that dance, all those years of the dance. And I thought that was perfect. You know, it's like two adults actually talking about what needs to get said in lieu of, oh, happy ever after. You know, it was, I thought was so perfect the way that doubt was played. You know, there's just the massaging of, yeah, it's weird and it could be problematic, but you know, aren't we lucky that we get to try to do it? You know, I just thought that just slew me. When I hear people that had a problem with any aspect of that, I really think that they're strange. There's something strange.
Well, here's my problem with it, because I knew it was coming. So I had to spend the whole season not drinking beer and exercising,
I know.
watching what I ate, thinking, I got to get my shirt
Oh,
off.
jeez.
Nobody's going to see that.
Sounds horrible.
Welcome.
It was horrible. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, there you go.
There you go.
All
There
for
you
the
go.
craft.
Hey,
All
where's
you wannabe actors out there.
Hey, where's Katie Sackhoff?
One more reason not to do it.
Exactly.
Do we have time for one more question or should we wrap it up? Craig?
You know what? I can tell you one quick story of the scene that I watched. And it was actually the very first scene. It was the very first scene when we were filming the pilot, and you know, and I you know, not that I know that much more now, but I knew nothing about, you know, how this was done, or you know what you did or anything like that. And it was the scene with Cassidy and Robert on the porch. It was the very first scene that they had. And you know, they were, you know, we were all kind of crowded inside the cabin, and then we were all down on one end of the porch, like that. And I was there, you know, with Chris Chulak and everybody, and Greer and everybody, and we're just watching, and this you know, this wonderful scene, you know, where Cassidy's like, you know, where Katie's just kind of like, you know, checking him out to make sure if he's okay. And you know, he canceled a dinner date. They were supposed to go out and all this. And just the way that, you know, Robert and Cassidy approached each other. This was the very first time I ever saw anybody portraying the characters that I'd wrote, anytime, ever. And, you know, you'll never have that moment again, ever. And literally I watched them do the scene, and I turned around and I walked through the kitchen and went out through the back of the cabin and went out back and stood back there. And Judy was there with us, and she turned around like that. And Greer turns around, and Chulak turns around to him, and they're like, he doesn't like it. And Judy looks at him and she goes, "It's just more than he can take. It was that good. It was just so much more than he could possibly."
Wow, I hadn't heard that.
That's beautiful. That was a great scene. That's
Thanks for telling us that. I hadn't heard
Hey,
that.
Craig, do you remember after, I think it was during, they were doing that setup that day, and I was chatting to you and saying, well, this is going, I was telling you all about it. And then I stopped and I said, oh, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, you wrote it, man. I was filling you in on everything that was going to happen in the scene.
I thought that was wonderful. I was very curious as to
and
what
you're
your
just looking at me
perspective
and I'm looking
was
at
on
you.
all this.
Oh.
Like it's,
Sorry, man. I remember that day because you remember, Cassidy, that was before we started shooting. I just said, do you mind if we shoot this scene? Okay.
Yeah, it was day 0.
Yeah.
And it was my only scene in the whole pilot. I was done after that day.
Wow.
Yep.
big
And was that-
impact.
Was
Big
that the
impact.
first scene shot of Longmire?
Yeah. We did a little
Yeah.
teaser before that, but that was the first scene. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was also the scene where Chris Chulak, after you guys did it, like I turned around and looked at it, he was looking at Cassidy and he goes, "How did we get her anyway?"
Aw.
What a compliment.
That's
I was praying. I was like, please, please, please let me get this part.
Well, you tell the story about your dad where you said, "Yeah, I play a lawyer." It's the daughter and the lawyer, and he's like, "Well."
Yeah. Well, no, this is like when your dad's not in the business. And you really get excited about telling your parents that you audition for things, and most of the time they're like, we don't really give a but this time, I said I didn't know if I was like, I'm testing for the show and I'm gonna play a lawyer from Wyoming, or a lawyer who's from Wyoming, and my parents are lawyers and from Montana, and my dad said, buddy, if you don't get this, I think you should quit acting. And thank goodness I did. So I didn't have to
Nice.
quit.
Yeah. Yes. Way to go.
Your
Yeah.
dad is
Good
cute.
parenting. Taking notes.
Yeah. Yeah, don't.
Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up. I don't want to keep everybody here all night. I know that, I know A's got people he's got to go marry, for gosh sakes, like that. So, it's just, kind of hanging, by the wire here, like that. And Robert, you've got to go offer your daughter more money to come to dinner and, and do the things you want her to, like that. And so, and Cassidy's in hiding in somebody's attic somewhere. Speak too loudly here, like that. Bailey, I know, I really appreciate you doing all of this without a 5-iron. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Are you in
You're
Ireland?
welcome. It's hard.
You in Ireland?
And Luanne,
No, I
there
leave
must be
Tuesday.
some Dallas
Tuesday.
sports team that's playing tonight or something that you're missing, by being.
Well, the Dallas Stars haven't started yet. Preseason starts in just a few weeks, but I do have to go and boss some people around who happen to be in my house. So I don't
That
have
dog
all
looks kind of worn out from all the bossing. I don't know. That dog
Well,
looks like he's had enough bossing. I
I'm
don't know.
sure it's
tired of
still with
bossing
us.
you. I'm ready to move on.
Guys, thank you so much for being a major part of our 9.5 Longmire virtual days. Guys, really looking forward. I hope the world straightens up. We all get to see each other next summer.
We will.
Me too.
I hope
Thank
so.
you.
We will.
Love
Thank
you
you.
all.
Miss y'all.
Love you all.
Love you guys. Miss you
Mwah.
guys.
Love you.
You.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Lots of love.
Bye.